See, I had always felt like I was an artist and then I was an activist, and there wasn't really a way to kind of make them come together. It was hard for me to understand how those two things came together in one life. I'd been having this kind of like artist angst of like, I just want to make art every day. I just want that to be my job, and that's what it's it. And so then I just kind of felt like, okay, well, Garneau, what if it was your job? What if you just acted like it was your job? What if you just did it every day like it was your job? And then, so that can be a practice. And I was also reading this heat wave book, and I was like, holy shit, next year is the 10-year anniversary of the heat wave, and somebody needs to do something. And I thought for sure other people would be doing something, you know. So I got interested in like, okay, we're gonna make something all together. And here's how it's gonna go. Okay, here's everyone's job. There were 739 people who died in the heat wave. So there's 12 of us, so we're going to divide 12 into 739, and that, get whatever that number is, I don't know, 19 or something. And then everyone take out your keys. Okay, so whatever the magic number is, if it's 19 times 12, then when I say go, you're gonna hit your keys against something that's metal for 19 times. And then we're gonna make like a soundscape of 739 strikes of metal on metal. And then we're gonna understand something about like the number of people who died. We're just gonna try to understand it through our ears. And I didn't really know when I first started. It was like this thing that I do where I just say I'm gonna do it, and I don't really know how it's gonna happen. And I just have to have faith that I'm gonna figure it out as I go along. And so I just felt like, well, it's a performance every day. And the thing about it is I felt that there was something about the larger issues of social isolation that I wanted to address within these performances somehow conceptually. So there was something about like making social connections and doing work in public and doing work out on the street that was, to me, kind of combating the social isolation of me as an artist or me as an urban dweller. And there was a way in which like I felt so grateful to be doing the Hedo 5 daily work, because I was so sad and scared and everything, and it just felt like the only thing that made sense during those sort of like early days of September was like, oh, this makes total sense. And it also like made the whole heat wave thing come into really sharp focus of how this is like just something that happens in America, that like when we have a terrible weather event, plus a lot of political neglect, we have these tremendous like social political tragedies. It's all, but then it also all comes back to this thing of like how that's what I was seeking through Insight Arts and trying to learn about, is like, how does it all come together? Like, what is my job on this planet? What is my best work that I can do for the earth and for our communities and for social justice and in the struggle? And like, what is the best me that I can be, and how can I best be of service to use the whatever little skills and talents that I was given? I mean, part of the kind of, the critique that I have of, and believe me, I think that there's really good reasons to protest. But I think that all of us in the movement, social movements, we do a lot more protesting than we do envisioning really how we want things to go and practicing doing things the way that we want them to go. And that's really, really hard to do. And so I thought, well, maybe there is a way to kind of embody some practices that help us get to where we want to go.